How's that? A new fight was at Delagrati's.
And then you make a UFC return after that against Shane Nelson. And I'm going to say a name that I guarantee I'm going to get a reaction of. Referee Rick Fike.
Yeah. You know what's funny is Rick Fike had a scene. You know that movie Warrior? I think it was the movie Warrior with Tom Hardy and all those guys or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Rick Fike, it's funny. He played a referee in that movie. And if you ask me, that's the only business Rick Fike ever has being a referee is pretending to be one. Because, man, that was the worst stoppage in the history of UFC. It was pathetic. Anybody that has ever seen that fight, like Rogan's commentary on that is just hilarious, man. Like, it's just, gosh, that was, I mean, it was just awful. I don't know. There's no other way to describe it. And of course, the icing on the, the cherry on top was, he came backstage, as this is kind of the custom at UFC. The referees come back and speak to the fighters that, whose bouts they're going to ref.
Yep.
Now, what did this guy say? Well, he came back and he said, now look, I'll let fights go. I want you guys to fight it out when you're in there. I'm not one of these guys who's going to just jump in and stop stuff.
You're
blah,
kidding
blah,
me.
blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. No, it was like prophetic. It was crazy because he did the complete opposite of exactly what he said. It was ridiculous, man.
He went the pro wrestling route, huh? Yeah, he cut a promo and flopped. Yeah, that was so Chris, to kind of wrap that fight up in a nutshell, bell rings. On the first exchange, Aaron gets cracked. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He gets hit, but it's not like he recovers. No, he got hit and dropped, but was never in trouble. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like there was like a weird like body movement. None of that took place. He just, I think you were a little off balance.
Well, what happened was I threw a kick. He caught my kick. He threw a punch. I'm standing on one freaking leg, man. Yeah, balance. I'm going to get, I get knocked down. But here's the thing. I land on my butt and I kind of skidded back. Shane Nelson takes off running. And I turned my back. So, I mean, I don't completely turn my back, but I'm kind of turning to kind of get up off the mat. Shane does a full body tackle. He just tackles me like football. And then that, of course, knocks me face first into the mat. I regained my guard. And by the time that I regained my guard, in the amount of time that he tackled me, knocked me face first into the mat from the initial butt scoot, the ref just jumps in and goes, that's it. That's it. And he just calls it off. And I'm completely clear-eyed. And I just look him in the face from on my back, pull my mouthpiece out, and I screamed, what in the fuck are you doing? And I think at that point, he could probably tell I was kind of losing, I was pretty with it. I was pretty there. Yeah. I wasn't loopy or knocked out.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you can tell a lot about a fighter, about how they handle adversity. And I'm not just talking about in a win or a loss, but like when a situation like that comes about, the amateurs will be screaming at the top of their lungs, being like emotionally like uncontrollable. But you gave them the "what are you doing" talk, and you went out there and you let Shane get his hand raised, but you were mad about it. And the UFC sees that and they go, wait a minute. He went through with the show. We all know what took place. Anybody with a working retina understands what took place. But at the end of the day, you stood there disappointed and go, okay, go ahead and complete the process. And certain guys don't do that. And, it's to their detriment because, man, there's replay, there's announcers. Anybody with like good vision and knowledge of the sport can see what happened. And did Dana White have a conversation with you backstage after that? Because you also had an immediate, you pretty much rematched him a couple events later.
Yeah, that was my next event. Yeah, I came back. Anyhow, what happened was they recognized, Joe interviewed me in the ring, and I got to give my thoughts on it. the cool thing was Joe Silva kind of did some talking for me, and I was actually paid my win bonus by UFC that night. I got my show bonus. Yeah, so that was really cool. I got paid my, my show money. I got paid the win bonus, even though, they just, Silva went to bat for me, talked to Dana, said, hey man, come on. That was terrible. Helped the guy out. So Dana was like, yeah, sure. And, so they gave me my win bonus. So that really helped to like soften it a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I was definitely happy to be able to kind of exact my revenge on him next time in my next fight in UFC.
Now, you only really had one exchange with the guy, and obviously, nothing was settled. But going into the rematch, did you have like a little bit more confidence because you felt his power and you felt his strength?
Oh, yeah. I had zero. I was not worried about him at all. I was so ready to just steamroll him that I was not. Yeah, you got to have some concern and not just, walk into it. But dude, I was not worried. I was completely confident because I was like, you're not stronger than me. You don't have more power than me. You don't hit hard, because the punch that stopped, that was not, I was very confident, and I just, I wasn't overconfident, but I was just like, dude, I'm going to just blast you.
And let's talk about the elephant in the room. You also broke the UFC curse.